Every time I feel like a bloater fish, this is something you say to yourself after eating something that you like or when you're feeling stressed. Some people become so disassociated from their stress sensors, they don't know the symptoms they're experiencing has anything to do with overwhelm. Hi, I'm Heidi Sawyer. In this video, I'm going to show you the real cause of overwhelm. Do you find that you have allergies, your stomach swells, you're easily irritated and can't stand confrontation? You're productive at night, but really forget talking to you first thing in the morning. Then it's likely that your gut is blocked with overwhelm. We all know things like taking a long bath, eating right, is kind to our world, our inner world, and our stress levels. But to someone who is hypervigilant and always alert, that advice is as helpful as a chocolate fire card. Sensitive people, those people who are born with an extra sensitive nervous system, are generally naturally intuitive and highly perceptive. And therefore, they are more easily impacted by a build-up of stress. So what's the issue? The issue is unmanaged cortisol. Cortisol is a hormone that the body produces, and it's normal for the fight and flight response. Elevated cortisol levels, though, for a consistent period of time, what does it do? It produces glucose, which leads to an increased blood sugar level. Now, when your system is consistently in a place of overwhelm and consistently in a heightened place, cortisol builds in your body. So the high demand for glucose makes the cells, body cells, insulin resistant. It means that they don't absorb, they don't work with their insulin loads properly. What happens? Well, this can lead to overeating. So it's not always your fault. It's your brain sending signals, okay? Unused glucose, which if stored in the body, what does it do? It becomes body fat. You'll swell, okay? So obviously there's a difference between body fat and swelling, because swelling tends to be for a shorter period of time. But generally what you'll do is you will swell as the excess sugar and the yeast react. So the inflammation will result in a lower immune system response. And when we have a lower immune system response, what do we get? We get an increase in allergies and sensitivities. And of course, not forgetting that with this extra cortisol load, you will be highly interested in sugar. So various studies conclude, what do they conclude? Well, they conclude that mice exposed at a crucial time in their life to other mice who have been bred to bully had consistently high cortisol levels, even when they were not in the bully vicinity. When they were removed from that environment, that intensity remained high. In humans, the question is, are you bullied by these different types of energy? So are you bullied by the energy of abandonment, humiliation, embarrassment, secrets, or hurt? Now, these are energies that we can direct towards ourselves, or that we are bullied, so to speak, by the energy of other people. Or are you the one who is there always to solve the crisis? So this energy shows up in the same instance, it's same situation where the body becomes overloaded with cortisol. So looking into your life now, just briefly look into your life now, right now in this moment, looking into your life now and into your past. How is the bully energy presented either towards yourself or experienced in your external world? Think about it for a moment. How is that energy presented? Because that will be having an impact on how your system processes overwhelm. Further studies say that, as an example, close-knit bonds are vital to physical and mental health. So it's vital that we develop in our life close-knit bonds, close bonds. To give you an example of that, the vagus nerve responds to human connectivity, okay? And it responds in the way that it helps the body relax, to help the nervous system relax. Now, the nervous system is something that the sensitive individual is driven by because they're born with that extra sensitive system. So how does that work? Well, how does connectivity work? Well, the tend and befriend response has the opposite effect to the fight and flight. So the tend and befriend response is about connection, and the fight and flight is about the obvious, going in either physically or mentally in a fearful direction. So what does the tend and befriend energy do? Or not so much energy, but the scenario within the body, within the nervous system. What it does is it increases oxytocin. So it's the happy, the calm, the connected hormone. So it increases oxytocin and reduces cortisol levels. So how do you reduce long-term elevated cortisol levels? What you do is you make time for connectivity. Connectivity with others is obviously important, but if you're thinking, well, I don't necessarily have that opportunity, or I don't necessarily find myself in that situation, or I'm somebody who withdraws in order to rebuild myself. So Heidi, you're asking me to do something that doesn't come naturally to me right now because I'm too far into overwhelm. Well, the connectivity is obviously important with others, but it is most importantly with ourselves. Okay, so the connectivity is about the focus within the self. But that's not easy if you are, as an example, one of these particular characters. Now, as an intuitive sensitive, as a sensitized individual, you will find that you are perhaps one of these three characters. So it's not easy if you are what's termed as the responsible one. Okay, so if you are the responsible one, you will find that this will resonate as far as you're concerned. In the midst of chaos, I'll do it, I'll take care of it, I'll sort it out. So if you're the responsible one, in the midst of chaos, I'll do it, I'll take care of it, you forget about it. If you are the adjuster character, you will find that your inner world says, in the midst of chaos, I'll ignore it, I'll detach, and to a certain degree, pretend that it's not happening. Now, generally, as a sensitive individual, you will find probably that the responsible one so far is the one that resonates with you the most. But you are aware, very aware, of the adjusters around you. And those adjusters around you have an impact on your own sense of overwhelm, because you're trying to allow them to see something that they perhaps need to see or would be helpful for them to see, but they don't want to look at it. Or perhaps you're the third character, which is the placator. Okay, so what are the words in the placator's mind? It's, in the midst of chaos, I'll fix and make it better. So I'll fix and make it better and make somebody else feel better about something, better about themselves, or solve the situation where I don't have to feel anything uncomfortable or that could be interpreted as overwhelming or painful. So as a sensitive individual, you're highly likely to be number 1, the responsible one, or number 3, the placator. But you will know a lot of energies around you that perhaps fall into the category of the adjuster. Now, telling you to, as far as connectivity is concerned, it's all very well giving you that as the answer to reduce your cortisol levels so that your body can come back into balance. It stops storing things, it stops raising its blood sugar levels, it stops becoming insulin resistant, it stops you being resistant to exercise, it stops you being overwhelmingly tired. Great, wonderful, yes, I probably already know that. That's what you're saying to yourself. So the characters of the responsible one, the adjuster and the placator add hugely to the responsibility in terms of how can I get around it when I've still got this energy present. Well, this is why I have a free online training session coming up. So if you liked this video and you want to go deeper, I have created a free online training, and that's called How to Open Self-Awareness Without Further Empathic Overwhelm, Stress and Fatigue. So click on the link here or in the description to receive this free training, and I look forward to working with you. Bye for now.